Welcome back to the week, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm now having the pleasure to sit down with the mayor of Krewe of the Mask and one of the co-founders, Mr. John Cashen. Mr. John, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for having me.
Well, it's a pleasure to sit down with you and talk about something that our community have had an opportunity to now witness for 2 years in a row. And I think that the attendance and the participation has grown. And I think that's attributed to you and Dr. Ken Gordon, the founders and co-founders of Krewe of the Mask. But before we get into talking about that, tell me a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind, John.
Well, I'm a transplant from New Orleans. I've been here 13 years. Came here after Hurricane Katrina. I swam, and Dr. Gordon drove here.
Okay, you swam.
Yeah, I swam. Because I stayed and he left.
Okay, all right, I understand.
And the only way to leave then was swimming.
Okay.
If you couldn't swim, you stayed.
Absolutely, I understand. So, we did see that,
yeah.
The things that were happening there and the destruction. Well, we're very happy that you are here. And you've been here in LaGrange 13 years now, you say?
Yeah, it's been better, 13 years.
Oh, my. Tell me about your, just a little comparison from New Orleans to LaGrange. Talk a little bit about that before we get into our program.
There's really not a comparison. This is paradise.
Oh, my. Well, thank you for that.
Oh, yeah. I only wish Katrina would have came maybe 30, 40 years prior to its date. I mean.
So you'd have been here early is what you're saying?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All
yeah.
right.
Well, this is a terrific community. I have to say it's the police department, the fire department, the city in general is run like a clock.
Oh, very good.
And we're very happy with the politics. You know, where we come from, politics could be, well, we won't go there.
We won't go there. We'll move on to the more pleasant topic. How about that? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, John, we're very happy that you are here in our community. And you know, and last year was my first year actually being able to co-host along with Katie Mercer Van Shure, the Krewe of the Mask. And I must say I was pleasantly surprised at the entries and the things that we saw there. And again, this is an idea that was conceptually conceived for our community by you and Dr. Ken Gordon. Talk a little bit about why you all wanted to bring that here to LaGrange.
Well, you know that LaGrange has a French connection with Lafayette, and Mardi Gras is originally a French festivity.
Okay.
New Orleans can't claim it because it started in Mobile.
That's right. I do remember hearing. Yes, sir.
It started in Mobile in 1699, I believe.
Okay.
And now, Mobile could take claim for having the first Mardi Gras, but New Orleans popularized it and commercialized it. And you know, it is something that we think ours is family friendly. And truth be known, the one in New Orleans is family friendly.
Okay.
On parade routes, you see nothing but family out there. And I guess there are areas that are not so family friendly, but you know, you have to know your environment. And that's any way you go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, but we like for every adult that's on our parade, they either have children or grandchildren with them. So, there's no children riding alone, and there's no adult riding alone.
Okay. Which keeps it.
And in my family, we got 3 generations. Okay. In Dr. Gordon's, it's 2. In the Morgan family, there's 3 generations. So on and on. So, you know, we encourage everybody, don't hold back. I mean, we discourage infants.
Right. Okay.
You know, because it's a night parade. It's not a good time to have, and especially the time of the year. It could be hot or it could be cold.
That's right. Depending on the time.
Yeah. And the last 2 years we've been blessed with the weather. Been a little cold, but that's all right.
That's right.
We take a lot of cold.
I was going to say probably help keep down some of the things that.
Could have.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you. You're the mayor of and what does that mean, John, to be mayor Krewe of the Mask? What does that mean?
you kind of get things done.
Okay. So I got you. Okay.
You make it happen.
All right, I understand. Okay.
Yeah, you make it happen.
Now, and speaking about making it happen, I understand because this year the parade is going to be held on February 28th. Talk about that.
23rd.
23rd. I'm sorry, 23rd. Wrong date there, 23rd. And talk about some of the entries that you guys already have for the parade.
Oh, well, we have LSPA, and they always put on a show.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and this year, you know, the crowd's going to see something almost close to animation on floats.
All right.
Okay. I hate to give it away, but you know, they need to come out and see.
Come out and see it.
Because although they're not mechanically animated this year, like maybe next year they will be.
Okay, working towards that goal.
Yeah, every year we improve and so forth. But this year, you know, they're going to have features like overhead hangings and things moving, only to the tune of how the floats move.
Okay.
Okay, but there's going to be a lot of lights, and it's going to be a bright thing. Okay. Well, right now we're up to, I think, 13 floats.
Okay.
And we're not finished yet.
Okay.
We still at least have one or two possibilities. We have one of our own yet that's not even built yet.
Ah, okay.
So we still got more to go.
It's growing.
It's growing.
Okay. All right.
Jeeps, I think we're about 16 or 17 Jeeps that's going to be decorated, mostly in the form of different movies, like Space Odysseys and stuff like that.
Okay.
Everything has got a movie theme.
Okay.
It's because it's our theme this year is Mask Goes to the Movies.
Okay.
And you know, the characters are going to be dressed from the movies. The people on there, on the floats, in the cars, antique cars. I think we have about 10. Our dignitaries, such as our Grand Marshal.
I was going to ask about the Grand Marshal. That's right.
Miss Burdette.
Okay. Oh, Debbie Burdette.
Yes, she's our Grand Marshal.
Okay.
Our Parade Marshal, Cornelius Hernan.
Cornelius. Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Now, you was talking about the parade route. What do you know the route of the parade, John? Would it be pretty much like, okay?
We shortened our parade route this year.
Okay.
Because we found that when we go down Broad and move over to Harrelson, come up West Harrelson, there's a very blank spot, and it's uphill. And it's really hard for the walkers, marchers, to get up that hill.
So I guess it would start staging over at LaGrange High School?
No, we're going to start at Sweetland.
At Sweetland, okay, Sweetland.
Yeah, we've been fortunate enough to have the city help us, downtown development help us with Sweetland every year.
All right.
And we've staged in Sweetland. And it's excellent because we're in a fenced area. Keeps people from, you know, milling in and out. So we can keep a control on it. And we'll start there and come up in front of City Hall.
Okay.
We're going against traffic.
That's right. Okay.
Okay, and we'll come up Ridley to Main Street over to Broom Street. Broomer. And down to Bull. Take a right up Broad Street and back to Sweetland.
Okay. All right. Okay. So just basically going to be going in the opposite direction of the flow of the traffic now.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
And with the exception of going to the high school.
Okay.
We're following the Christmas parade route in reverse.
Okay. All right. Very good. Now, and you were talking about, you got about 13 floats. If there was someone that was watching now, John, could they still get a float in?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Our cutoff time is Saturday, February 16th.
You're not going to hold them to that, though, are you?
Well, I'm flexible.
You're flexible. Okay. All right. Very good.
I'm the easy one.
Are there any restrictions, John, that you all put on the floats and stuff like that?
Yes, we have some heights, 12-foot-9 from ground to top.
Okay. All right. So 12-9.
12-9. And we prefer things not to be over 8.5 feet wide.
Okay. Okay. All right.
But, you know, there's no city ordinance that says it couldn't be 9 feet wide. But we prefer 8.5.
Right. That's right. For traveling purposes.
In length, the 28 feet is the max for making turns.
Right. Right. To be turning radius.
Yeah.
Well, very good. And you got two great persons, your Grand Marshal, Debbie Burdett, and then the Cornelius Herndon, two great pillars of this community.
We've been very blessed to we always look to pick somebody that doesn't always get the name recognition that they should, but for the work they do to the community, for the community. Last year, Sue Olson was our Grand Marshal. Unfortunately, she'll be out of town this year. So, and we're looking forward to having her again. But every year, she'll be able to ride again. We always invite everybody back. All the past kings and queens that we've been associated with, they're all invited back every year.
Okay. Well, very good.
And so that's going to add to the
length of the parade. That's
right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they all enjoy it. I mean, the ladies all come out and have a real good time.
Very good. And John, you mentioned too, as we get ready to close up, you mentioned that it is family friendly, because I remember last year you all were handing out, or there were some beads that were handed out. Talk about that real quick.
Let me tell you about that. Besides beads, doubloons, and cups, there's stuffed animals.
Okay.
And there's treats. But this year, one of our sponsors, Kimball's Foods by the Design, last year they entered with our signature throw, which was their cornflakes chewies. Well, this year they've added 2 our signature throws, and they're getting us along with the cornflake chewies, they're furnishing us something else, a special treat.
So we got to come out to make sure.
You got to come out to see it.
All right.
And get it.
John, as we close out, tell them that date and the time that the parade will be starting, because it's not like our usual parades. Tell them the time that the parade will be starting.
The date is Saturday, February 23rd, and we step off at 7 p.m.
All right.
From Sweetland, right over here at Smith Street.
That's right, Smith Street. Absolutely. Well, John, I am looking forward to covering this again this year with host Katie Mercer Van Shore, and I know that, as you stated, the parade will continue to grow, and I'm looking forward to all of the entries, and I know it'll be a great. So I want to thank you for swimming here to LaGrange and bringing the crew of the Mass Mardi Gras parade to LaGrange, Georgia.
Well, thank you very much for having us, and we look forward to keep doing this for many years.
All right. Well, thank you very much, John. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week in just a moment.